Someone gets a tattoo, and within seconds, other people have already decided something about them. Reckless, unprofessional, or going through something. Nobody says any of this about a haircut, or new clothes, or a different hairstyle. All of those change your body too, but a tattoo gets treated differently, like it reveals something true about the person underneath, which raises a question most people never actually ask. What is actually happening inside someone's brain in the moment they decide to make something permanent? And why does permanence feel so necessary to some people and unthinkable to others? Here's the part almost nobody talks about. The decision to get a tattoo isn't really about the tattoo. It's about a much older, much more basic psychological need. The need to feel in control of your own story. Humans are the only species that can look at their own life and ask, what does this mean? That question doesn't have a fixed answer. So the brain looks for ways to anchor meaning to something solid, a memory, an identity, a version of yourself you don't want to forget or lose. And that's when tattoos stop being decoration and start being something closer to memory, made physical. A permanent note to yourself, written in a language only your own skin can hold. You'd think then that people get tattoos to remember the best parts of themselves, the proudest moments, the happiest chapters. That's not usually what the psychology shows. Most tattoos aren't about celebration. They're about survival, grief, recovery, a version of yourself you almost didn't become. The psychology behind body modification, going back through the research points again and again to the same pattern. People don't ink the easy memories. They ink the ones that nearly broke them, because those are the memories the brain is most afraid of losing meaning from. Here's why that makes sense once you see it. Pain that has no visible marker can start to feel like it never happened. Grief with nothing to point to can start to feel unreal, almost dismissible, even to the person who lived through it. A tattoo interrupts that. It says, this happened, it mattered, and I'm allowed to carry it visibly instead of pretending it didn't shape me. That's not recklessness. That's a nervous system trying to make an internal truth external, permanent, and undeniable. Which is exactly why the judgment stings the way it does. When someone dismisses a tattoo as impulsive or attention-seeking, they're not just criticizing ink. They're dismissing the exact moment someone tried to make their pain, their growth, or their identity real, visible proof that they survived something. So why does society still treat visible, permanent self-expression as a red flag? Because control over your own body has always made people in power uncomfortable. Historically, tattoos marked people society wanted to categorize: sailors, prisoners, and outsiders. The stigma was never really about ink. It was about who gets to decide what a body is allowed to say about itself. When you choose to permanently mark your own skin with your own meaning, you're doing something quietly defiant, deciding for yourself what your story is, without asking anyone's permission to write it. That's not vanity. That's one of the most psychologically intentional decisions a person can make about their own identity. So the next time you see someone's tattoo and feel the urge to judge it, remember what's actually happening underneath it. It's rarely about the ink. It's almost always about the moment they refuse to let something disappear. If this changed how you see something you thought you already understood, that's exactly what this channel is for. Subscribe. We post a new video every week. Everything you were taught about yourself, revisited.